What's up, VC? I'm back again, back in the bedroom. Got the records, got a glass of wine. But I poured myself a glass. Thought I'd go through some 45, while I enjoy this glass. Share some music knowledge with y'all. Thought I'd go through my 45 collection today. It's not big. Don't have super expensive things. I have some rare things. This is it. In the Peaches box, which I was very happy to pick up. I love finding those Peaches things. I think they're cool. I wasn't around for Peaches, so I think they're cool. Anyways, I'll start us off with one of my favorite things I found last year out of my whole collection. It is this 6 singles pack of Jimi Hendrix songs on Polydor that came out in 1980 in the UK. Sorry. It's got the track listings back there. It comes in this little box that opens up. Here, I'll take one out and show you guys. Funny story behind this. I see the nice plastic injected molding right there and everything. I thought that was super cool. I found a few of these, not with the box or anything, just like on their lonesome, just like this in a 45 bin at a record store. Thought it was super cool. I was like, those are cool Jimi Hendrix 45s, so I bought a few. I think I bought like the Hey Joe one and the Purple Haze and the Wind Cries Mary. Classic songs. Brought them home, cleaned them, and put them on, and was blown away. That's the best Hendrix has ever sounded, in my opinion. I've tested it against the original tricolored labels of both Access and First Record. And honestly, that still blew him out of the water. I know it's kind of a crazy comparison, but it really is night and day difference. It's like a later pressing of Led Zeppelin 2 and an RL. It's just one's here and one's here, and like the one that's here is so good. I mean, so much depth, and it sounds closer to being live and in the studio, and I highly recommend them. I'll go through the track listing real quick. It's got Hey Joe and Stone Free, Purple Haze and 51st Anniversary, The Wind Cries Mary and Highway Chile, Burning of the Midnight Lamp, The Stars That Play with the Laughing Sam's Dice, long title, All Along the Watchtower, Long Hot Summer Night, Voodoo Chile, which is actually Voodoo Child, so bit of a typo there because they're two different songs, and Gloria. Classic tracks. They sound amazing. Highly recommend checking it out. These sell by themselves sometimes, but if you can track down the box, it's not expensive. It's like 20, 30 bucks, maybe 40. Highly recommend it. Next up, we have got a Japanese 45. It's the only Japanese 45 I have. I went through a phase with Japanese pressings of things. I think it's okay for certain types of things, but certain other types of music, they're not the best. Like, I had a Japanese pressing of Led Zeppelin 2. I thought it sounded great. Brought home an RL. RL is just miles above it. I mean, you could instantly recognize there was no bass there, which I like bass, so kind of a big deal. But Japanese pressings always look cool. They just look so cool. I won't deny that at all. But this is If You Should Love Me by 10 Years After. It's actually my favorite song by 10 Years After. I love this song so much. It's off this album, which is on Duran. Honestly, a great record. Highly recommend checking it out, too. It's not an expensive record. $10 at most. But saw this at a record store. It's got this little Japanese booklet. It's got Japanese and English in it. And some albums on the back. And it's my favorite song by them, so I was like, why not? It's like $5. Had to. Next is by a band that I don't have any original pressings of. That's another reason I buy 45s if I can't find a record by a certain group or person or musician. This is The Meters on Jubilee. Or Josie, sorry. I'm used to seeing Jubilee quite a bit. It's got I Need More Time, which is a later song off one of their later albums, and Doodle Loop. But I Need More Time is the standout track here. Really good, really funky. Got more vocals than instrumental. I can't even talk. It's got vocals on it, but really good vocals. Really funky, really good. Next is one of probably my favorite songs of all time. And it took me a little bit to find this 45. It's not rare. It's not expensive. But this is If You Want Me to Stay by Sly and the Family Stone on that Target Epic label. With Babies Making Babies on side B. If You Want Me to Stay, killer track. That bass on the intro, and then the breakdown into the first verse is, whew, gets me every time. It's so good. Next is one off an album I don't particularly care for, and this is Pink Floyd with Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, and One of My Turns. I saw this one day. I like Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, but The Wall in general I'm not a huge fan of. Now, I know that might make some of you be like, you should love The Wall, give it another shot. I have tried, and I just don't resonate with it, I think. I'm not sure. Excuse me. But I do love Another Brick in the Wall Part 2. I think Gilmore's tone on that song is amazing. And solo is amazing. Okay, give me 1 second. Next is a recent acquisition. Very happy about it. I love this singer. This is Poke Salad Annie by Tony Joe White on Monument. Tony Joe White, criminally underrated. Amazing, funky vocalist, like country funk. Poke Salad Annie, you know, it's been covered by Elvis, which he does a great cover of it as well. But this song is awesome. I was very stoked to find this. I don't have any original Tony Joe White. I've seen it before. I didn't know quite who he was back then, but I'm still on the lookout for some. Next is one I've showed before. It's I Can't Stand the Rain by Ann Peebles. Again, a record I can't find, but love this song. Love Ann Peebles. Really funky. Next is one that I was very, very stoked to find. I don't have any original pressings by this artist at the moment because his stuff is very hard to find and find clean. This is Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. This is a promo copy with the black and white Volt label when it's normally red and black. Stumbled upon this at a Half Price Books. Super clean. Plays perfect. And you know, it's great because it's kind of a more somber, quiet song. Excuse me. And couldn't be more happy with it. Hopefully I can find clean Otis soon. Next is kind of a twofer. This is my original copy of Can't Always Get What You Want, Honky Tonk Women, in the London sleeve. You know, pretty happy with that, but I recently found the picture sleeve. I love picture sleeves. I think they're awesome. I'm a sucker for them, to be honest with you. So that's my new copy. Very stoked about that. Not rare, not expensive, but I like it. Another one that I only like this song off the album. And again, this one might prompt some comments saying you need to listen to it again. And I have listened to it. Maybe I should give it another shot. I'm not super big into the psych pop stuff. Not really my favorite genre. I have tried with some other things, but this is Time of the Season by the Zombies. In the original date sleeve too, with Friends of Mine, side B. But love this song. Really smooth, really sexy. Great song. This one is also a recent acquisition. This is called Winners Together or Losers Apart by George and Gwen McRae. Did not know anything about this. I looked it up before I bought it and saw that it was, this is a promo by the way, on Cat Records. Looked it up, saw it was going for, I think medium was like 28, high was like 40. So I was like, oh cool, it was only $1. Brought it home, listened to it. Really funky, really good track. And I could not find much information about George or Gwen, or even the label. So if you have any information, please let me know. I like those kinds of things. Next is one that never made it on an album, but we all know it, we all love it. And I don't know if I've ever shown this group on here, but this is Ohio by CSNY. Love this song, you know, from Ohio. Find the Cost of Freedom on side B. But Ohio, classic track, made it on the Greatest Hits with a Joni cover. Only album it's been on. Next is one, I have the album, but I could not resist these picture sleeves because I love them, and especially when they're really cool. And this is Superfly by Curtis Mayfield. This is still on that Curtin label. What more can I say? It's awesome. And I'm still looking for all of these. I would love this one with the Hell Awaits Us All sticker on it. Next is by a label I didn't even know made 45s for a long time. I got this a while ago. So I saw this one day, and I knew the artist. I knew the label. I love the label. I've shown them on here before. And so I had to pick it up. This is The Vibrator by Brother Jack McDuff on Blue Note with Obligato, side B. Great song, really funky, really cool. Next is another promo. This is a song that I love, and it's one that we probably all know. But this is Just the Two of Us by Grover Washington Jr. with Bill Withers singing. This is, again, a promo. It's got a mono side, which I think sounds great with this song. Not sure why. And stereo side. Awesome find. I love that one so much. I play it pretty often. Next is a band. I don't have much of their stuff. You know, it kind of, I didn't get into them until later in my life more. Or start to understand them more, maybe. But I've always loved this song by them. And not a rare 45, but this is Don't Let Me Down by the Beatles. Go with Get Back. Love both of these songs, but Don't Let Me Down was one of the really early songs I have always loved by the Beatles. And it's a shame it's not on Let It Be. It should be. That's a damn shame. Great song. Next is one I showed in my vinyl tag, and that is Burning Down the House by the Talking Heads on Sire. Next is a song that I absolutely love, and this one gets spun pretty frequently here too. This is Dancing in the Moonlight by King Harvest. Just a great, you know, soft rock, pop rock song. So catchy. If you don't like that song, I can't trust you. Same with this one. If you don't like this song, I can't trust you either. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. Amazing song. Love that song. Love the Guardians movies too. Next is another Pink Floyd. This is Gilmour-led era, which is not my favorite era. I'm more of a Roger guy. Again, I might catch some flack for that one. That's okay. I think he wrote amazing lyrics. This is Learning to Fly. I usually pick up Pink Floyd 45s when I see them because there's not many of them. And I like that song. It's not my favorite, but I like it. Next is... This is the only thing I have by this artist. And I don't really know why. I don't know why I don't have any of his other records, but this is Little Red Corvette by Prince. I love Prince. I think he's amazing. I mean, on his first record, he played like 20-some instruments. Imagine if him and Jimi got to jam. That would have been something. That would have been amazing. Now we're getting into some, not all of these are, but there's a store I go to. They have a really large overstock of 45s. Just big stacks of them, just tucked away. And if you go through them, each one in there is 45 cents. So I find some pretty cool things in there sometimes. And this is Do It Again by Steely Dan. I absolutely love this song. Such a groover. 45 cents, can't go wrong. Next is actually a modern 45. I haven't shown much modern on here. I do love modern music. I love indie rock, indie pop, like that bedroom pop, like has that really like ethereal dreaminess to it with like some good funky bass lines in there. I love that kind of stuff. But I also love the indie rock side of things quite a bit. I don't have much of it on vinyl because I tend to focus on original pressings of things. But this is the Growlers. This is a recent 45 with Dreamworld and Random Everyone on it. But what's cool about this one is it's on like this blue marbled wax with this pink and black labels. Saw it one day and just decided to pick it up because I like the Growlers. I do need more modern music though. Yeah, it's kind of a hard duality of, do I want to spend my money on original pressings or buy new music? And I want to do both, but I can only afford one. Another one that never made it on an album And that is Hey Hey What Can I Do by Led Zeppelin with Immigrant Song, side B. Classic track. Most of us probably know that. Another CSN, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. Long Time Gone, off their first album. Great tracks. This one is a newer 45 I picked up a long time ago. This is actually probably one of the first 45s I ever had. And this is Walkin' Blues with Rolling Stone by Muddy Waters. New chess release. These sound great. If you see any of these, I would pick them up. Another 45-cent bin find was Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. Seen the album a couple times. Not sure I really care to pick up the whole album. I might have to revisit it soon. See if that changes my mind. This is also a 45-cent bin find. This is Ain't No Sunshine on Sussex by Bill Withers. Wow. With Harlem on side B. Love the song. Love Bill Withers. I actually don't have any Bill Withers because I never see his stuff, really. Another Blue Note. We got Jimmy Smith with the Sermon Part 1 and Part 2 off his first Blue Note outing. Love that record. I've seen it a couple times. It's usually pretty beat when I see it. These next two are pretty recent acquisitions to me. We've got Julep and Concrete off Tough Gongs, the Jamaican 45 of Bob Marley. Really cool. Very stoked to have that. This is one I did not know as well. This is also a Jamaican 45. Pay Them Dues by Jay Anderson with Version, which is just another version of this song. This is also a Jamaican 45. This is something local to me. This is off Thunder Tummy Records. Mainly known for some garage stuff on it, but this is kind of a weird 45. It's got this song After the Game by a band called A Friend. After the Game is really funky instrumental. But then you've got this side B that has a song called Ballad of Sonny Six Killer, which is kind of like a weird poppy song. It's a really weird pairing. I think I had read that the band had just needed another side and came up with this instrumental that was awesome. But that is a local record label that was around, I don't know when, long time ago in Seattle. Another label I didn't know that made 45s. This is the only one I've ever seen off this label. And this is 1 Mint Julep by Ray Charles on Impulse. Really funky track. Been trying to find that album too. Next, again, 45-cent find, Reeling in the Years. Gotta have it. Another 45-cent find is Girl from Ipanema. Getz and Gilberto. Classic album. Got Superstition. Heard It Through the Grapevine. A song I actually really love is Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress by the Hollies. That's a phenomenal song. Last one that I'll show is by a local band called Weepwave. I did not know anything about this when I picked it up. I looked it up, said like, what did it say? It said like psychedelic punk, and I was like, that sounds kind of cool. So I picked it up, and it's also on this really cool marble, blue, purple, I don't know what colors. It looks really cool though. You know, I wasn't huge on it when I first listened to it. Gave it some more listens, and then I ended up really liking this. It's really cool. It's got, it's kind of like an EP. It's got songs, New Climate, Perfect Piece of Pretty Trash, Worm Eats Brain, and it's called Entropy. Really cool. But just thought I'd show part of my 45 collection. I think 45s are fun. Again, not my favorite thing in the world to collect, but sometimes when you find a cool one, it is pretty satisfying. Currently working on getting a Grail. Hopefully I can come back to you guys with that. Hopefully I'm able to show it on my next video. But stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys later. Take it easy, everybody.